Hey, welcome to this shortwave radio channel, and wanted to talk about the new little radio that I've got. So the XHDATA D220. It's a small little portable. Looks like these little portables that we had in the 80s, but of course it's more modern in its design. It comes in three colors. You have a black, a green, and a orange one. So you can choose the color you want. Very inexpensive. Some people have purchased this as low as $7 or $8. I know that in the XHDATA store, Canadian is $20. So in US dollars, it's, I don't know, 15, maybe $15 or something. It's whatever price you pay. It is inexpensive. Comes in a very small little box as a very small manual, because it's one of those radios that's, for people that are not very technical, it's easy to use. Just a band button and a volume and a tuning knob. You can't get simpler than that. So this little manual that comes with it. So I'll be making videos today of receiving stations with it, but I can already make a review because I played with it all evening yesterday and listened to Radio Romania. I was able to get Radio New Zealand. I was able to get many other stations. I went on the medium wave band, of course, tune around the medium wave band, was receiving WCBS 880. I heard WBZ 1030 Boston. I heard Bloomberg New York 1130. I went on FM. I listened to it on FM. Receives the standard station. So how is its performance, and what is the worst thing about it? So first of all, one of the things a lot of people like, it actually works with AA batteries. No, lithium ion, no trying to find whatever battery. Good old standard AA's. And also, very nice, has this little hinge so that you could put it at an angle on the table, which is nice. Telescopic antenna is a little short. I wish it could have been a little longer, but it does the job. And if you want to improve receive, you can clip a piece of wire on it if you want and improve the reception. Its features are that it has 4 bands. So the radio has, in effect, the standard FM band from 87 to 108. But it has the expanded FM band for certain countries like Japan, for example, which goes from 64 to 108. So it's selectable in FM1 and FM2. So you can go on either one and, check it out. Then you have the medium wave band that goes all the way up to 1730 kilohertz, which is a little higher than the expanded AM band. And you finally have the shortwave bands, 5.6 to 22 megahertz. It's a big spectrum for such a small dial. And a couple of you asked, yes, it does have an earphone jack if you want to listen through the earphones. Now, of course, simple 4-band switch on the left side of the radio. So you just choose which bands you want. And on the right side of the radio, it's the volume and on-off button. And it's the tuning knob for what looks like an analog dial, but is in reality tuned as a DSP because of the DSP chip in it. So it's a DSP radio, digital signal processing chip, probably the silicon integrated series of 4735 and so on. This is what makes these radios very inexpensive, because that chip costs nothing. So how about its performance? It's not a DX machine. So with the telescopic and the internal ferrite, you get strong stations. The strong stations on shortwave will all come in, but the weaker stations are not there. You don't get anything below a certain threshold. So you won't get a weak station or anything like that. Maybe with if you add, and I haven't done it yet, if you add a clip-on, a wire on it. Some people have done it and say they receive a little more stations. So that could work, but be careful. At this price point, it can easily overload if you put a wire that's too long on it. So on shortwave, like I said, I got the strongest stations that are usually easy. I got Spain and Spanish. I got Romania. I got Turkey. I got, of course, Radio Marti and all of that. I got BCQ. So, it will get some of the strongest stations. It's okay for the price point. I can't complain because you can't expect a 10, 15-ish dollar radio to perform that well. It's actually surprising that it works as well as I'm seeing it work. I know a lot of people are happy, so that's cool. That's a good little portable for that. On medium wave, same thing. It isn't super sensitive on medium wave. It will get some of the stations. Like I said, I did get WCBS, which is a powerhouse signal here on 880, WBC Boston, and so on, plus the local AM stations of Montreal, of course. So it will receive the strongest medium wave stations, but when the stations are weaker, forget it. You're not hearing anything. And finally, on FM, you'll get the standard FM stations. It has a hard time getting the weaker ones. Like I can barely hear VPS in Burlington, Vermont on this. It's there. I can detect that it's there, but not strong enough to actually reach a threshold where I can hear the station. So it's not the best FM either. It's okay for standard FM stations. Like it's going to work well. Its quirk is, of course, due to the DSP tuning, and every radio that has this type of analog dial with DSP tuning has this. It's the fact that you gotta tune very slowly. It kind of goes in steps. So, and you can hear them. So if I turn on the radio and go in the shortwave band, you'll hear that's interference, but you'll hear the little steps. By going very slowly, you have to tune very slowly in order to get something. If you tune too fast, you'll jump over stations. So that's very delicate tuning if you want for the station. But if you go slowly, you'll be able to get the stations. If you tune too fast, the muting, because it does mute, it's a DSP chip, the muting is kind of constant. So if you go fast, you're just going to jump over all the stations that are in the dial. You have to really go slow, step by step, and you'll hear the steps every time you tune around slowly. And that's how you're going to get the stations. Its bandwidth is wide. It shows, especially on medium wave AM, where a station has several steps that you'll hear it. So I don't know what measure, but I would say that the bandwidth is at least 10 kilohertz wide on this radio. Audio is pretty good for this little portable. I can't complain. It's strong. If you're outside, you'll have strong audio, no problem. So that's also interesting for anybody that wants to bring this along where it's a little noisy. So it's for the price, it's fine. It's a fun little toy to play with. It's a fun little radio. If you decide to buy one just because it's inexpensive, you won't be disappointed. You'll for the price that it is, this is better than a lot of same price radios that I've purchased in the past that are just crappy. This is not in the crappy zone. It's in the decent for the price paid, and you'll get shortwave stations and all. So that's pretty much my opinion of the XHDATA D220. Comes in 3 colors, like I said. Neat little portable. Can't really complain for the price. I know a lot of people. There was one comment today. It was like, well, I got one and it doesn't receive after what And I every time I see that, it's like, what the hell do you expect for a radio that costs $10? Come on. I'm tired of these types of comments of not understanding that, look, there's cheap radios, there's better radios. The price often tells you how good it's going to be. For the price paid, I'm actually happy with this. And that's what I'll have to say. Little power on light here, which tells you the radio's on. But it's fun. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thanks for watching.